Hey, welcome back to Dropping Floats. I'm just out scoping out what the wildfire situation is. There's not a lot of smoke in the sky. Don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign. There are still level 2 evacuations according to the Wasco County Facebook page, the sheriff's Facebook page. So there's still level 2 evacuations. There's still plenty of firefighter activity, different trucks running around. I'm heading down a back road to try to get, it's gone up the canyon, and it's trying to get up on the flat, which hopefully doesn't happen. There's a lot more fuel up on the flat, a lot more trees and whatnot, than down where it was at. It was down a lot. It all started along the river near Harpum. They're calling the fire the Long Bend Fire, which I guess the name was catchier because from what I understand, it started at Harpum Campground. Well, I guess that doesn't matter. But here's kind of a shot. The fire's kind of out on the other side of all those juniper trees out over there. It's a little hazy off in the distance, but not too bad. I don't think today is supposed to be terribly windy, so that should help. There's a little bit of smoke out there, but we'll see. Alright, I'm leaving the flat above Moppet, heading back to town. Didn't see a lot of wildfire activity, so they might be getting it nipped in the bud possibly. I drove down side dirt road, natural pasture road a ways. Didn't really see any smoke. And now I'm going to head down back to Moppet and head up the river road and see if I can't see anything down below. So that canyon way off in the distance is where the fire was, or is. It might be hard to see on the GoPro, but way out beyond that close tree line. We're going to circle back down kind of this direction back towards Moppet and see if there's anything I can tell from the river road. So coming up here on the right, there is some equipment that has been used in fighting the fire. Big old dozer. It's kind of a little depot for storage equipment right here. Good sized dozer. It's pretty huge. And I think they were using that to kind of protect the town so the fire wouldn't head towards Moppet. I'm gonna make the right here and head on into town, and we'll get some more shots of the fire as we come into town, and where it was and how close it was to town. There's a better shot of that canyon. That's kind of where the fire is. It looks like it might have burned itself out, and the firefighters did a pretty good job of keeping it in the canyon without allowing it to spread and get up on top, which is a good part on them. There's a shot of where the fire was, all that dark area out beyond the houses and the structure is where the fire has burnt through, so it definitely got very close to some homes. But that's, I think, where they were using the dozer to protect it shifting and going towards town, because that's only about a mile or so, maybe 2 miles from the heart of Moppet. So pretty darn close. Well, I was heading down to head up river on the access road. I drove up there yesterday and got some footage. But as I went to turn up river, the upper access road is currently closed, which leads me to believe that they probably must not have a handle on it. Otherwise, I don't know why they would close the road. It was open yesterday, and the fire has kind of gradually moved away from the River Road, kind of up the canyon. So that's kind of bizarre that the road is closed. But I'm heading up the hill and should be able to get at least a distant shot of where the fire is burning. And get up and get around this S turn, and I can get a better shot for you. All right. Swing around here. Swing around here in the park. So there's a train going up the tracks, and it's not a firefighting train. It's not outfitted for fighting fire. It's just a regular freight train. Here's a shot of it heading up the river. So it's really strange that the lower access, they have closed it. The fire was on the other side of the river. And now there's a train going up into a closed road with a fire with lumber on it. So that doesn't make a lot of sense to let a train go through a wildfire with a load full of fuel, lumber. So it's kind of a bizarre, some weird management going on. And way off in the distance there, kind of right out in that general area, it's kind of dark. You see a little bit of smoke, and that whole hillside is burnt, and it has gone up that canyon, up that direction, up towards the flat, kind of where we were. So it's very close to town. It seems like a long ways, but that's probably only like a mile from where I'm at currently. And then town, there's the neighborhood up there, and then town is right there. So it is pretty close. The only good thing is there's not a ton of fuel between here and there to get to town. But the road being closed does tell me that they don't have a handle on it. So hopefully they can get it taken care of, and hopefully the lumber on the train doesn't catch on fire. That seems kind of silly, but not my call. Here I am coming up on the road closure. The upper access road, and then coming down into downtown Maupin. Not a lot going on in town. It's pretty quiet, but I'm going to go see if the access road going downriver is closed. That'd be kind of interesting to see if it is. So I'm going to head that way and see what I can find. So the access road heading downriver is open. I figured it would be. So if anybody is looking to come over and camp or fish or whatever, it's just the upper segment is currently closed. Heading back by City Park right now. I'm gonna get down here a little bit and turn around and head back to town. Alrighty, I'm heading up the hill from the river. I'm gonna check out the incident response area that they have set up at the high school. This could be a good indicator of if they're in for a long battle or not with the fire, by how many people or facilities are here at the response center. So the fire camp, we'll see. I know yesterday late they called in some hot shots and sent them in, and it looks like a pretty small fire camp. So here's a shot of it. Boy, you think they could have got the firefighter guys some spots with shade once they've been out in the sun all day fighting the fire, go hang out in the tent in the beating down sun of the football field. But, oh well, you can do what you can do. So I'm gonna head back home. It looks like the town will be safe. Doesn't look like there's any real threat. There's probably definitely some a threat to some homes up on the flat by the direction it looks like the fire is burning. It's burning up through the canyon, and it looks like it's very close to getting on top of the flat, which could be devastating if that happens, because it'll spread very, very, very quickly up there. And there's a lot of fuel up there. So hopefully that does not happen, and hopefully they can keep it corralled in the canyon. They had a really good shot of doing that when it first happened, and it didn't seem that they played their cards correctly to keep it in the canyon, and they let it kind of spread up and out. It was kind of a moment of all hands on deck, and they could have stopped it pretty early, but for whatever reason they were late calling in the fire retardant and whatnot. So now it's spread out of the initial canyon up to some other areas and up on top, which is definitely unfortunate. So just a mindful thing, if you come out here fishing or camping, we are in fire season, so no fires allowed. And if you're a smoker, just be mindful. It just takes one little ember or a spark to really set a fire off, because I believe what I've heard is this fire was started by a spark from the railroad. So that does happen from time to time with rail cars. It's unfortunate that they didn't get caught before it spread, but you can't really do what you can do. And it is very dry out here, and unfortunately we had a wet spring. So what that means is there's a lot more fuel, grasses and whatnot, that have now since died and dried out. So it's great fuel for fire to spread very quickly. I'm gonna head home and slap this on a quick video. Decided to do a long format this time. I really didn't dig the short format last time, and get it posted so anybody interested in what's going on with the Long Bend fire near Maupin. I think I got some pretty good info to help you guys know what's going on from the ground. Not just a rehearsed thing on the news station. So anyways, thanks for tuning in. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video.